Kala kana mi ha hu. Kala kana kihe ha. Kala kihe ha. Kala kihe ha. Abuma mari mari he ha. Abuma mari mari sanso ne ba. Abuma mari mari he ha. He ha. He ha. Kala kanu kare kihe ne ba. Kala kanu kare sanso ne ba. Kala kanu kare obu na kare obu na kare obu na. Abumuzuku buna baba babe. Abumuzuku buna baba babe. Abumadiyo hagiye ha. Abumiye ha. Hezekiah. Hezekiah kare kihe ne ba. Hezekiah kare kihe ne ba. Hezekiah kare sanso ne ba. Kare sanso ne ba. Kare sanso ne ba. Abum sanso ne ba ba ba. Abum sanso ne ba ka. Abum Hezekiah ni mengwa. Hezekiah ka. Abum Hezekiah ka. This my left hand, how you see it. This the right hand, now you be it. Welcome. I have to admit, I like the way I've been singing of late. Ka, expand forever. Thank you to all my returning viewers. Chimoge here once again. For the new people, here are 4 pieces of information I greet you with so that you further understand me. First, the middle name of my government name is Chijioke, Chijioke. You can look it up. You'll probably hit a bunch of other individuals named Chijioke, but you might also find me. So, that is what it is. Second, my astrological Saturn sign is Aries. I have Saturn in Aries. Yes. Third, my matrilineal village is Ebem or Hafia. Yes. And I see I've registered a viewer. Thank you very much. Every view is a blessing. 4, I was born on January 2nd, 1998. Yes, that is the date of my birth. And I'll leave it at that. Talk to returning viewers to know my position on birthdays and their celebration. Yes. It's currently 12:47. This is a blessed number. You can comment as well. Every comment is a blessing. I read comments at my discretion. Like, share, subscribe. And you can also patronize my business. You can buy my art, and you can do other things like donate and subscribe on Patreon. Check the About section for the links to do that. Yes, thank you very much. Should I write the donation? Not yet. Anyway, I'm just going to start talking. But the goal is to let you understand a word I've been using, Kaihe. And along with that, my understanding of Ka, Ka. So Ka is one of the 49 things that undergirds existence. Like all other things, it can manifest as stuff that, at least in our world today, we kind of see superficially but don't understand. I want to focus on the concept of a barbershop quartet, because that is a manifestation of Kaihe. And also look at the animal we call whale, which is Ka. Yes, that's expansion as an animal. And each of the things has an animal, because an animal is a manifestation of someone's will to reproduce. So each of the thing has an animal that feeds it, and they also have an animal that they reside in, because every animal is a category of life, you see. And both of them manifest as what we call a whale, just different conception categories, you see. So Ka, expansion. You see, Amadio is the biggest thing, but in my mind, whenever I think of size, I think of Ka. And I'm still trying to reconcile that. Because to me, it's like after you've expanded, I mean, does expansion ever end? Really? It's the biggest thing. And obviously, those animals, those whales are huge. But I also like to think of the way I've observed videos of them in the water. Now, I'm obviously not in their category of life. I'm not in their mind. I don't know how they perceive themselves, and I've never seen a whale in person. Um, but well, and when I say whales, think of a baleen whale. If you're familiar with scientific terminology, you should know what I mean. A baleen whale. That's the archetypal kind I'm talking about. Toothed whales. Um, there's crossover, but they're not exactly part of the phenomenon I'm talking about. Anyway, um, so you know, when you observe whales in the water, what stands out to me is their lateral fins, because they move through the water, and these fins kind of move slowly up and down, at least relatively, and then so do their back fin. So it's almost like they're floating and ambling, but they're very big. And then, of course, they can move very fast. And then they're known to make vocalizations that we interpret as songs. Whether or not they interpret them as songs, I'm not totally sure. Let me move for a bit. Kala kani kare kiya, kala kani kare kiya, abu mama kulani me, kalani me, kalani me, kala kani kare kiya, abu mama kulani me, abu mama kulana do, abu madu, abu madu, abu kara kiya, abu madu. Kala kanu kala kiye ha, kala kanu kala kiye ha, abuma madi madi iye ha, iye ha, iye ha. Kala kanu kala kiye ha, kala kanu kala kiye ha, kala kanu mure sanso neba, abum sanso neba. Yeah, it's just thinking there for a second. But anyway, so when I think of Kai, I think of ambling while also being big, but then eventually speeding up and moving quickly. Now think of a barbershop quartet. They're singing, but in that archetype, there's not necessarily a particular reason they're singing. They're just singing to sound good. That's not necessarily bad, but it can be bad because it takes a lot to gather that many people together and be big. So the barbershop quartet is a manifestation of Kaihe, things of Ka, Kihe, and then you have Ka. So I label this a prayer. I'm trying something different. I just went with emotion now. The prayer is really that we understand Kihe, because as always, I come, uh, trying to reach a goal. I do want to solve a problem, but I also want to teach people things. But maybe that's the same thing. Anyway, I think on the one hand, people don't glorify positive Kihe enough. Because there's a lot of times people are just vibing, it's good. and people don't understand what just happened. Because, you know, obviously the universe, because this universe is heaven, is designed to be good. But, there's always potential for something else. So anytime you stepped on the potential to miss out on the greatness of existence, that's something big. Let me move. Kala kanu kare ki ha. Kala kanu kare ki ha. Abu mama you honey menwa ni menwa ni menwa. Kala kanu kare ki ha. Kala kanu kare ki ha. Kala kanu kare ki ha. Abu ni menwa. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Abu you na ni meka ni meka gata. Somebody you have a gata. Somebody you have a gata. Somebody you have a kiye ha. Kare kiye ha. Kare kiye ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Abu kala kanu kata. Eki te kata. Eki te kata. Kala kanu neki he. Kala kanu nekane. Kala kanu sesu neba. Iye ta. Iye ha. Abu madu kaka kaka. Abu madu kaka nuwa. Abu kala kanu kiye ha. Iye ha. Iye ha. Abu mamadiyo ha. San so neba. Another name for Ka is washed in away from this place. Think about a whale. When it's moving through the ocean, if it opens up its mouth, it gathers up a lot of stuff and also clears stuff away. So it's washed in away. At least when it's working well. Anyway, and then when you think about if you expand, in order to expand, if anything bad was there, you had to get rid of it at least to an extent. Now you can expand something bad, but you would have had to remove something else that was bad, at least in a certain context. So, is what it is. Anyway, I'm just thinking of this because we don't glorify positive Kaihe enough. And then there's the negative Kaihe that's everywhere. We don't always call it out. I think the biggest one I've been thinking of is, I'll just say, athletes pushing through pain to play without a purpose. And I'll say without a purpose because I'm not going to advocate pushing through pain, but if there's a purpose to the game or set of games, I think that's in a different category. That's more about someone who's not being supported enough. But if there's not an actual purpose to the game and someone's pushing through pain and just destroying their well-being, it's not good. But that happens a lot. And I'll leave it at that. Anyway, let's pray. I just pray that we all grow and expand. Yeah, this is one prayer method. I just talk and then Kai. And let's all do it well. Anyway, let me amble for a bit. Ooh ah ha 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 yeah. Ooh ah ha ha yeah. Ooh ah ha ha ooh ah ooh ah. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Amu kuju ani menwa menwa. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha. Amu kuju ani menwa menwa. Kala kanu kare kiye ha ha. Kala kanu kare kane ba. Abum kane ba iye ha ha iye ha iye ha ha. Habu lele ha ha ha. Habu lele ba 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 ba. Abum habu lele ka ka. Abu lele ka. Abu lele ka. Abu mama do ha ha ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha ha. Kala kanu kare kiye ha ha. Kala kanu kareki he ha 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 ha. Kala kanu kareki he ha 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 ha. Abu mama do ha. Abu mama do ha. Abu mama do ha. Kala kanu kareki he nuwa. And at the end of the day, though, the greatest man alive, who at least when he's on, every one of his actions is effective, is better than Kaihe, but he can incorporate it. Kala kanu kareki he ha ha. But yeah, let's understand it. Let's understand the effects of our actions. And then the effects of, well, not knowing what the effect is, but just saying, let's be big. Anyway, thank you very much. May this prayer expand forever. And may the goals expand forever as well. Please patronize my business and take care of yourselves as well. Thank you. See you. Kala kanu kare kiye neba. Kala kanu